It was a simple line delivered casually in an interview. But for millions of fans worldwide, it was the sentence they had been waiting to hear. "I'm currently working on my album," Jimin revealed with a soft smile, before adding words that felt like a lifeline. "The empty period will not be long." Within minutes, headlines blazed across South Korean portals like Naver Entertainment, and the news spread like wildfire internationally. For ARMY, who had endured years of waiting as BTS members completed their military service, this was more than an album announcement. It was a promise that both Jimin's solo era and BTS's long-awaited reunion were finally on the horizon. The timing of Jimin's announcement carries heavy weight. Just a few months ago, in June 2025, for members of BTS, RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook were discharged from military service, joining Jin, J-Hope, and Suga, who had completed theirs earlier. For the first time in years, all 7 members are free to perform together again. The group had entered military service in phases, beginning with Jin in December 2022. The staggered enlistment stretched the hiatus longer than many fans had anticipated. During this time, solo projects kept ARMY connected. Jimin with Face in 2023, Jungkook with Golden in 2023, V with Layover, Suga with D-Day, and J-Hope with Jack in the Box. Each album showcased their individual artistry, but none could fully satisfy the hunger for BTS as one. Jimin's recent words suggest the waiting game is finally reaching its end. When Jimin debuted his first solo album Face in March 2023, he quickly proved himself as a solo powerhouse. The album's lead single, Like Crazy, made history as the first song by a Korean soloist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, cementing Jimin's status as a global music force. His artistry has always carried a unique duality, delicate yet powerful, emotional yet fierce. Fans often describe Jimin's music as an extension of his soul, deeply personal, yet universally relatable. That's why the promise of a new solo album in 2025 is electrifying. If Face was about vulnerability and identity, what story will Jimin tell this time? After enduring the weight of military service and the longing for reunion, the possibilities are endless, and ARMY is already speculating. Jimin's choice of words, "the empty period will not be long," was deliberate. He didn't just tease his solo comeback. He directly addressed ARMY's deepest hope, the return of BTS as 7. It's rare for BTS members to openly hint at group plans before HYB makes an official announcement. That makes Jimin's statement even more powerful. For fans, it wasn't just an update. It was a coded message of reassurance. Across social media, hashtags like #Jimin Solo Album, #Siscoming, and #BTS Reunion Soon trended worldwide. Fan edits of Jimin's words spread across TikTok and Instagram, with many fans calling it the moment of the year. BTS is not just a music group, it's a family, both for the members and their fans. For ARMY, the last 3 years felt like a test of loyalty and patience. They supported each solo project, cheered every military update, and created countless fan events to keep the BTS flame alive. But the dream of seeing all 7 members back on stage together has been the ultimate goal. Now, with Jimin's confirmation, that dream feels closer than ever. One fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "We waited through enlistment, through tears, through years. And now, Jimin says the wait won't be long. I can finally breathe again." Another added, "Jimin doesn't speak lightly. If he says BTS is coming, then BTS is coming. This is our moment." Interestingly, HYB and Big Hit Music have remained silent. No official press release has confirmed Jimin's album timeline or BTS's comeback schedule. This silence only fuels speculation. Some fans believe HYB is holding back a grand reveal, possibly a surprise group announcement tied to Jimin's solo promotions. Others think the company is carefully managing expectations to maximize impact. Whatever the case, Jimin's words have set off a countdown in the minds of fans worldwide. Every clue, every social media update, and every possible leak is now being analyzed for signs of BTS's return. Jimin has always leaned toward emotional, introspective music with R&B and pop influences. But his artistry has also shown flashes of experimentation, From the trap-inspired beats in Set Me Free PT2 to the ethereal synths of Like Crazy. With his military service behind him, fans wonder if his next album will take on a more mature, reflective tone. Themes of resilience, waiting, reunion, and growth seem almost inevitable. Others speculate he may collaborate with global producers to cement his dominance on international charts once again. Whatever the direction, one thing is clear: Jimin's next project will not just be another solo record. It will be the bridge leading into BTS's full reunion. If history is any guide, BTS won't simply return with a quiet comeback. Their reunion will likely be one of the biggest global music events in years. ARMY predicts a massive concert tour, possibly coinciding with the group's 12th anniversary in 2026. The group has always thrived on creating history-defining moments, from their sold-out Wembley Stadium show in 2019 to their record-breaking online concerts during the pandemic. A 2026 reunion could eclipse them all, uniting fans who have waited patiently across the globe. And now, thanks to Jimin, fans believe that day is not far away. In the end, Jimin's announcement wasn't just about an album. It was about hope. Hope that the silence of military years is ending. Hope that BTS will soon stand together again on one stage. As Seven, hope that the bond between artist and fan, tested by time, distance, and longing, remains unbreakable. With just a few words, Jimin reminded ARMY why they waited, why they believed, and why the story of BTS is far from over. As one fan beautifully wrote online, Jimin's voice is the signal. The time of waiting is over. The time of reunion begins now. When Jimin spoke those words, the empty period will not be long. It wasn't just a comment about music. It was a reflection of a journey filled with waiting, longing, and unwavering loyalty. BTS officially announced their temporary group break in 2022, explaining that the members would focus on solo projects while fulfilling mandatory military service. It was a bittersweet moment. For fans, the idea of no new BTS group music felt like an eternity. Yet, each solo project carried pieces of the BTS soul. Jimin's Face, 2023, gave raw vulnerability, with tracks like Crazy, speaking to inner turmoil and desire. Jungkook's Golden, 2023, lit up global charts with its pop perfection and collaborations with Western artists. These layover embraced his unique artistry, leaning into smooth jazz and lo-fi aesthetics. RM's Indigo reflected on his personal philosophy and identity as both a leader and an individual. Suga's D-Day showcased his alter ego August D with fearless honesty. J-Hope's Jack in the Box pushed boundaries with bold, experimental beats. Jin, though limited by early enlistment, left behind the emotional ballad The Astronaut as a gift to fans. Each project was celebrated. But no matter how much ARMY supported the members individually, one truth lingered: nothing could replace BTS as Seven. As months turned into years, ARMY learned to live in anticipation. Updates from the military, photos of members in uniform, small fan reports of their service became treasures. The absence made the bond stronger. Some fans described it as waiting for family. Others compared it to holding your breath underwater, knowing one day you'd resurface. And then, in June 2025, the long wait ended. RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook were discharged, marking the completion of service for the entire group. The day felt historic, not just for BTS but for K-pop as a whole. Now, Jimin's album announcement isn't just about music. It's about breaking the silence, about lighting the path back to the stage ARMY has been dreaming of. The power of Jimin's words was felt instantly, not only in Korea, but across continents. Within hours, Twitter, X, and Weverse flooded with reactions, proving once again that BTS doesn't just have fans, they have a movement. On Korean online communities, fans expressed joy mixed with cautious excitement. Many admitted that they had feared the group might delay their reunion longer. Jimin's assurance eased those worries. One netizen wrote, "Hearing this from Jimin directly means it's real. The boys won't keep us waiting much longer. My heart is shaking."